we can just get started on the content library. Now, you probably have a lot of your own content. If you want to import the starter content, there's just stock images and samples.
Mhm.
But I'm guessing we can go ahead and hit the create content button
Okay.
at the top right or there as
Okay.
well. Yep. And then there are three different ways to add content now. What you're looking at here on the left is the create content screen where all of the action happens. On the right is just the preview of what it looks like on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
So it's showing you Instagram by default right here. So you can
Nice.
get a look for what it's going to look like. Right now, of course, there's nothing to see.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to share a URL, so like when you're in Facebook, the entire post is clickable to a URL, that is where you share the URL. If you upload a video, there you're limited to 1 minute through here. If
Gotcha.
you want a longer video, you can share the URL and share the YouTube link.
Gotcha. With the images, one thing that I noticed on Instagram is I can do multiple pages. So for instance, if I have a carousel,
Mhm.
so with the carousel, I can do like 3 or 4, whatever slides. Can I do that on here as well?
You can.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
if you click add images, that was the other two are easier to explain. So the images is where I'll spend more time talking about it. So here you can upload the images if you've already got them. So if
Hmm.
you have a sample like that, or you can go straight into Canva if
That's
you have
okay.
a Canva account.
So I do have a Canva account, so I definitely would go in here.
One
This
thing to remember, if you want to do the multiple pages or slides for Instagram, you have to upload those individually. So you have to work in Canva separately and upload them. So this will let you only do one picture at a time.
Gotcha. So I have to keep saying Instagram post and then
Mhm.
upload it, Instagram post and upload it.
Yeah, well, we'll walk through it. So go ahead and click Instagram post. That is
Mhm.
the size I tend to use for all of our posts. And you do need to click this every day, every time you read the cookie and allow the cookie. And here, when you start up the program, every time it'll want that.
Okay.
But then here you can have access to your folders. It looks like it found your login, so your projects are there.
Okay. So see, this is the one that I just did. I think I scheduled it for today. So it's 3 different ones,
Okay.
right?
So
So
select that one for now and
okay.
save the media.
So I'm gonna say embed design or I'm gonna say save media.
Save media.
Okay.
Now you can add an image next to it
Ah,
and you can go to where you found that and choose the second one. Yeah, or yeah.
gotcha. Okay, okay, okay. And so I would do it all the way. And
Yeah.
with okay. Yay, I love that. Okay.
But I do want to tell you, so let's say you looked at this and you're like, oh no, there's a typo. I spelled one of those words wrong, or I forgot to add my URL or something. In
Mhm.
order to change these, you can click the little pencil underneath it over here. Yeah, on the left, right there. If there's whichever one you want to change, it pulls it back up for you. So you can edit it here. So once you've saved this content library and you have hundreds of posts, you can always go back and edit it and change what it says. So if there's something you want to refresh or change the color on, or you just click that little pencil and you can go into the design.
I love that. Okay, good. So I don't have to go into Canva, update it, or edit it, and then
Right.
put it back in. So I can just kind of do everything from here.
Right.
That's amazing. Okay.
The couple other things to look at when you're on this screen. So if you see the very top line on this white box on the left, there's a check mark that's all the way to the left. This content does not require approval. So that means that everything we've created for you, your account is set up to not require anybody to approve it. If
Nice.
you need somebody to approve it, or you want to start working with a team and you want it to be unapproved first, so it won't accidentally post, you can change that setting so everything requires approval by default. The next button next to it is the little recycle arrow.
Mhm.
If you turn on recycling, you will have some additional options for posting content. Sometimes you want recycling, sometimes you don't. So I'll explain that a little bit later, but that's where that button is. And that's
Okay.
what it means. If you're going to do a drip campaign, for example, so let's say you have one image, this 3 tips to improve your mental health, and you want to drip that out over 3 times. So you want it to recycle that same graphic, but
Mhm.
have 3 different captions. That's when you turn on the recycle.
Got it. Okay. So for instance, my Instagram caption may be different from my LinkedIn caption.
Right.
So is that where I would use the recycle as well?
That you can do in captions. So I'll share with that. You're going to love this part. So now
Already excited.
your cursor is on the line at the top. That's the title. And that is an internal, mostly it's an internal setting. However, if you're posting a video or uploading a video, the title does show on the Facebook post. And I believe it does in YouTube as well. So it's important to know what you put there, but for the most part, for static or animated posts, that is invisible. So
Gotcha.
it's an
Okay.
internal title that you can title things. So when I first started using this, I did a lot of things by a calendar. So I would put the date that it was going to post there is what I used
Mhm.
it for. So it
Okay.
was easier to put it to the calendar, but just know that's mostly internal unless you're doing video, and then the title does show.
Okay.
Then under captions is our next tab we'll look at. Right before that, you see post and story as 2
Mhm.
options. If you click story, it'll go to an Instagram story.
Okay.
It won't go to a Facebook story. It only goes to Instagram at this time.
So can I do both posting and story? Like for instance, if I wanted to take the post and make it a story as well, can I recycle it as a story?
Yes, you're going to like this. Okay.
Do you hear me? I'm like,
Oh, yes. So here on the captions, this is a real powerful tool too. So you can type in a caption right now, just something testing. This is a great caption, whatever you want to say. First, you can add emojis with the little smiley face. So if you click there, some of the commonly used emojis or your popular ones will start showing up. Like if you started using some, your frequently used one would show
okay.
up. And the next tab over is the customizing per platform button. So it looks like a little post-it note. This allows you to write a different caption for each platform. So, of course, what I do is I write the same thing for all of them. And then for Instagram, I remove the link. And for Twitter, I make it shorter. And for LinkedIn, sometimes if I'm posting to my personal, I will change it to say I instead of we, like my company name, So that saved hashtags button is really powerful as well. So if you click that, it allows you to add and manage hashtags. And I may show you some examples, but I have a client who says, I want every single post to have my tagline. And so every time I don't have to retype it, I can just hit that button and it adds the saved text and it posts it in there. So, like if you had simply Kashana, my tagline, make today great, whatever it is, you want to always include that, or you have something, that you always want to use. You will want to name it. Like if you have stuff you always want to use, you could just call it always, or whatever you want to do, need to name it. But yeah, perfect.
This is crazy. Oh my goodness, Deb. You're my new best friend.
I'm glad you did that because it helps for our next step. So right now we've created this caption and we've clicked the piece of paper icon. So that means it's custom for each one. So if you click to Instagram, did it save your? Yeah. Okay. So this is the same for each one right now, but if we needed to edit it, we would click on that tab and change it for Instagram.
So I'm gonna click on let's just say LinkedIn to change it.
Mhm. Right.
Something like that. Okay.
Love it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add that caption, add the captions it says in the orange button just kind of below the window you're working in.